Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome. The Doctor is in, and we are finally getting back to our long overdue continuation of NieR Replicant. And thank you for the honk, whoever that was. Glad to know that works. Wild Talent, thank you. Chalvin, I see you in the chat. Thank you for coming. How are you today? All right, let's go ahead and get right into it in just a moment. I gotta increase the size of my screen so I can actually see what I'm doing. There we are. All right. Okay, there we go. And thank you for the lyric, Wild Talon. Appreciate it. Right, so we have mail. Twitch started... Wait a minute. Hello? Okay, my mic is working, clearly. I can see the green bar shifting as I talk. Okay, very good, very good. Yeah, but I'd said hello and asked you how you were doing, and, well, all that, so, in case you missed it earlier. Official notice. As per Rule 25,656, please consider this your official notice that the King of Facade has chosen to enter into the ceremony of matrimony. Please lodge all objections and/or congratulations through the official channel stated in Rule 38,585. Sincerely, the Facade Royal Office of Marriage and other legally binding contracts and concerns. P.S. Hey guys, it's me, the King of Facade. Sorry, this is all formal and stuff. Listen, I'm getting married and I really want you to come, so get over here.
The king is getting married. It does this old book good to see a boy become a man.
Probably not a good idea to turn down a wedding invitation from a king. Let's go to Facade.
To Facade we go.
I see. Twitch was muted on your end because reasons. That would explain your strange predicament.
Oh, let me adjust my mic stand here. There we are.
Ah, much better.
Hasta la vista, piggy! Boar meat. Alright, it's this way. At least we know that meat isn't very interesting. Oh, because of how I just say boar meat. Unless you're making a pun off of it being meat from a boar, and therefore it's boring meat. I don't know. What are you doing here? Ah, some context that we missed the first time we played this area.
They turned our beautiful forest into this. Well, no, my brother. We cannot defeat these humans in direct combat. Have faith in me. I know they can learn to live alongside others. I know it well.
Does it not strike you as curious to find wolves in the desert?
Should it?
They normally live in forests, yes.
I was gonna leave you guys be, but you insist on attacking me.
Well, we can certainly guess what they've been eating.
Wolf Fang. But seriously, you guys saw that. They attacked me first, right? Nope, yellow health bar just means it's full. Matter of fact, if you can see a health bar at all, that means it's something that's... Of course, then again, I don't know. Kaine's behind me. Maybe she attacked first. I mean, considering she's got that bloodthirsty shade hiding in her arm, it wouldn't surprise me. Oh, what do we have here? Oh, I am not getting 10 moonflower seeds for you. I'm sorry, but that's just an exercise in frustration, which I don't play games to get frustrated. I play them to have fun. Except for Dark Souls, that's kind of a weird combination of fun and frustrating. Okay, alright. You know what it is? You know what it is? It's, Dark Souls frustration is a frustration that you can overcome by learning. This frustration is just because it's an exercise in near futility. And it is a completely luck-based mission.
Ah, Kakere!
We hear your days of bachelorhood are coming to a close, King.
Congrats.
Forgive my prying, but we are all eager to know the identity of your lucky bride.
Oh yes, how rude of me. How nice to see you again.
Hold on. Fira?
That's right.
You have grown into a fine example of womanhood. I'm sure you will make a splendid queen.
Kaine's gonna want to see this.
Indeed. But I'm truly glad to see you all. Did you know that my bride threatened to boycott the ceremony if you did not come? Ah, you must be Emil.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, Your Royalness. Congratulations on your wedding.
Thank you.
I'm sorry Kaine's not here, but
Let me guess, she's outside, right? What nonsense, she knows she's welcome here. And now I insist that you stay with me tonight as honored guests of the royal family.
Of course. How could we refuse?
Hurry, one of our brothers is caught in a human trap. Why do they hunt us?
Well, I mean, some of you attack first. Just saying. Bunch of flea-ridden curs.
Can't let them be spoiling the king's wedding, huh?
Oh, the irony. The night before the wedding.
To think they even have rules governing the timing and water temperature of a bath.
What's it to you? You don't even take baths.
It is the principle of the thing.
Kaine?
What is the matter?
I don't like this. Weddings are festive occasions, you know? Should I even be here?
We were invited here by the king, remember?
Sure, but what about everybody else?
This city isn't like our villages. It's all about the rules here. And since there isn't a specific rule about you, I honestly think they won't give a crap.
Yeah, maybe.
If they did give a crap, all they'd have to do is just draft a rule saying that you're not allowed in here.
Will you at least procure a new set of lingerie for the festivities? Some spring colors, perhaps?
Keep talking, book.
One thing I read was that the reason why she dresses the way she does, and mind you, this is I'm using the Type A skin, so it actually is less revealing than her default outfit. The reason why she dresses the way she does is so that way she makes sure as much sun as possible is hitting her, so that way the parts of her that aren't shade infested won't be as likely to get shade infested.
What's up?
Likewise, that's why her, again, default outfit, that's why her, was it her left arm is in bandages? It's that way it doesn't burn off.
Just having trouble getting to sleep.
Something bothering you?
No, the opposite, in fact. I'm just so excited about the wedding that I can't settle down. I bet it's gonna have streamers and dancing and bears on unicycles and everything.
If only there were bears on unicycles, it would... Unicycles! If there were bears on unicycles, that would prevent the problem that's going to be happening tomorrow.
I'm sorta jealous. I wish I was Fira.
You'll find a nice bride someday, Emil.
Huh? Oh, right. Bride.
You must be tired indeed if you misunderstood that simple social nicety.
Yeah, that's not exactly it.
The harvest was weak again this year, and my people are beginning to go hungry. Also, our quarrel with the wolves has taken a turn for the worse. The duties of a king are overwhelming. In truth, I feel somewhat guilty about holding a festival to celebrate my wedding.
Everyone needs to blow off steam and celebrate once in a while.
Indeed, your people have earned a moment of rest and respite.
I guess that's true.
Plus, you want to make Fira happy, right? Anyway, life is better when you have someone to fight for.
That's not written in the rules, but perhaps it should be. Someone to fight for. Yes, I like the thought of that. The fact that it's able to walk with those heavy spears in it whilst being lacerated from previous injuries is impressive, I will admit.
Be strong, young one. Fight! What have we done to earn such wrath? You were right, my brothers. We move tonight. The humans will pay for what they have done!
Aw, weddings are the best. There's flowers everywhere. Everyone's happy. It's just great. I'm kind of jealous. Aren't you jealous, Kaine? Nah. Oh, come on.
Well, I actively tried not to kill them, but the people in Facade, not so much. For all I know, there's probably some kind of rule that they have to kill wolves if they see them.
And thus, in front of these beloved guests, and per Rule 904, I hereby request that you seal your union with a kiss.
This sort of thing is always hard for me. So, like, do they, like, lift their masks when they kiss, or do they kiss through the masks? How does that work? The wolves are coming. Run!
That wolf is a shade.
Really? You don't tell me. You've raised our forest and poisoned our streams, and now you slaughter our young. We will abide your existence, no longer, mankind. You will atone for your sins in blood.
Alright, you know what?
The leader seems to have the power to reflect magic.
Oh, lovely. Enough, my husband. The people are nervous. Never mind that. Fiora, you're... Thank you. You're going to be alright. Thank you for making someone like me your bride. Oh, don't leave! Fiora! Fiora, come back! She's gone, my liege. A prouder, more splendid queen there will never be. Life just begun. You came from the outside. Your existence was hard. You're finally gonna be happy. My liege. We were going to travel, to see new things, to be together. We're gonna be together forever. We promised each other. All men, take arms! The wolves die tonight!
I would rethink this course of action, King. Ahead lies a battle you cannot win.
My liege, can I go myself? They must die. Kill the wolves! Kill them all! Kill every last one of them! The queen would very much frown upon this course of action. You were the king and leader of the mass people. Your duty is to your people and their homes. While the threat of the wolves looms large, we must first solidify Facade's defenses. I beg of you, do not bring shame to the queen's memory, as a ruler or a husband.
Thank you for the resubscribe, Reeve. How goes
The
it?
king's grief is strong. I doubt he will stand down at this point.
Yeah. I'm guessing he'll run off to take on the wolves any time now.
Will we let him go by himself?
Of course not. Hell, I hate the wolves too.
Then we must prepare for the fight.
Just kind of here. Well,
It will not be an easy one.
I know.
all right. Let's go meet with the king.
Such an inefficient staircase.
Are you ready for battle?
Ready as I'm gonna be.
Yeah. Time to avenge Fiora.
Fiora is not the only victim here. These damnable wolves continue to claim the lives of many people. I will not allow them to suffer anymore. As their king, I must take a stand. And if the rules say I can't, then damn the rules!
Madness. The wolves who attacked were only a fraction of the pack. How will you fight them all?
I will not be defeated.
Then count us in.
That is too much for me to ask.
We're not doing it for you, dumbass. It's for Fiora.
Kaine, you can't speak to a king like that.
She just did.
If this is indeed the plan, then let us make haste. We can ill afford another tragedy.
Thank you, my friends.
Where are you going, my liege? To strike the wolves. The city is yours. My liege, that is a violation of multiple rules. Did those rules keep Fira from dying? No, my lord. What did Fira ever do? She was so close to knowing happiness and that she had it snatched away from her. Yes, my lord. Was it Fira's fault that she was so frail? No, my lord. Then get out of my way! I cannot, my lord! You are behaving like a fool. Clearly you are still young. How dare you? Queen Fira was a kind and gentle woman. All in our city loved her, did they not? Hear me, men of the mask! Who was our leader? The King of Facade! And who was our king's beloved? Queen Fira! Who stained the core with the blood of our queen? The wolves did! Then who are the ones who will vanquish the wolves? The man of the mask! Sire, I request permission to join these men in battle. I apologize. It took time to obtain the blessing of every citizen for the war. You visited all of them? I did, my liege. There are rules about this sort of thing, after all. Rules do not exist to bind you. They exist so that you may know your freedoms. Yes, I understand now. My liege, you are a worthy successor to your father. You... A foolish king attracts a foolish people. Do not forget this. You are a foolish people indeed, to sacrifice so much for an idiot like myself. This is all that remain. The humans will be upon us shortly. We can make our escape if we move now. I hear you, my brothers, and I share your desire to die with honor. Your resolve is strong, and your pack thanks you. For the lives of our comrades, for the pride of our pack, death to the invaders.
This is their den. I'm sorry to ask so much of you.
Forget it. It's for Fira.
Let's move.
For the queen!
The wolves appear to be targeting the king.
Please. Oh, forget it. I'm not reading the battle text. You guys want to read it? It's up in the top left-hand corner. I can't concentrate on that while I'm shooting these things.
Such dogged, unwavering defiance.
Was that a pun, Vice?
Showed so much rage. The smaller wolves are not infected with shades. But as for the leader,
If even one shade is here, then I have to kill all of them.
So, King, you're telling us that you will kill every last one of them?
the king is in danger.
I'll guard the king. That's what Fira would want.
Indeed. You must worry about protecting more than yourself in this battle. Above you, stay on your guard.
Oh, he's no longer reflecting magic. Oh, well now he is.
Horrid beast. Die! We cannot know peace as long as you draw breath! Those were my very words, human. This is for my people, and our fallen, and for Fira! What have we done to deserve such a fate?
Well, I mean, taking a bite out of the queen was pretty good reason.
You must endure. Go, live, and think of me again. Thank you for being my friend.
Grandfather? She was placed into indentured servitude at a young age and forbidden to speak. In that harsh environment with no family, she toiled day after day. And just as her future was looking bright,
I believe that young Fira was perfectly content with the life she had.
she was...
Of course. Does this not sound like what she would say to you? She was terribly proud of her king, and now you must do all you can to honor her memory.
I will do my best. I swear it. I'm sorry. I need to be alone right now. The king isn't allowed to shed tears in front of others.
Is that another infernal rule?
The people of the mask live and die by our rules. And sometimes we even break them. Isn't that right, Fira?
The poor king.
This is all the Shade's fault.
Okay, so a little bit more context on that scene with the wolf leader and everything. All right, we'll head to the Forest of Myth
Hopeless
next.
said we might be able to find something in the Forest of Myth.
You will forgive me if I seem less than enthusiastic about such a trip.
So what had happened was the old man was supposed to undergo the Gestalt process that would allow him to be basically escape. Was it white chlorination syndrome? Yeah, anyway. And then eventually, once white chlorination syndrome had died out, then the Gestalts would be fused with their replicant bodies. But the old man decided to forego the Gestalt treatment and let his pet canine become a Gestalt instead. Hence why the wolf was a shade. Now, as for how we get all these other shades that look nothing like humans, I will never understand. Oh, I killed the goat too. All right. Yoko Taro logic. Which basically means don't think about it too much, you'll get a headache. I mean, it works. It's just, I mean, considering that the Gestalt bodies are kind of like practically almost spirits in nature, it kind of makes sense. So I guess, you know, if you think about it, the wolf could have looked like something else if he wanted to. He just decided to look like a wolf. Got a chicken egg. I wonder how many copies this game has sold yet. I mean, so far, I should say. Because I know that was probably just kind of a tongue-in-cheek joke or something, but you know, I know that it said if... yeah, if you download the For Your HUD DLC, Pod 42 or whatever that one was, can become part of the loading screen. Alright. For shooting at me, you die. What is it trying to... Oh, the pigs... Like... Okay. Well, in that case... Might as well finish what they started. It's random. Honestly, I have no control over that. At least I don't think... Unless... the fact that I got Kaine in that getup is why... Pod 42 showing up on the loading screen. I don't know.
The home of that blasted dream.
Yeah.
Truly a nightmare I hope never to experience again.
I hear you.
Alright, save here. Although I don't think there's any real danger of me dying in this particular mission. I just... You know, I see a save box, I save.
Oh, hello. How are things? You want to know if anything unusual is happening? Well, I have been feeling a rather strange presence whenever I visit the Divine Tree.
The Divine Tree?
It's a legendary tree that exists in the heart of our village.
Did you investigate the cause of this presence?
Not really, no.
And why not?
Well, we're not really supposed to go near the tree, except for prayer.
Could you perhaps pray while you're investigating what's going on at the tree, hmm?
And why is that?
I don't know. It's just how things have always been.
Weird.
Alright, not supposed to go near the tree without praying, hmm? In that case, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be
The grass, the trees, the woods.
Was not expecting that.
Why do we seem to encounter nothing but odd people lately?
You should talk, Vice.
As if Grimoire Weiss is capable of spouting such nonsense.
Hang on. I don't think it's done.
Is the dark entity that governs all memories.
Since June 2021? Or 2020? Actually, when did this come out? I can't remember now.
May the words form themselves to your liking.
Does that mean it'll tell us what we want to know? That'd be nice.
Oh, this year in April, okay. Black, pure darkness, painted over everything. Words scattered here and there across the blackness. Kind words, difficult words, amorous words, all sparkling in the dark like jewels. The words were few now, but time was shorter. Grabbing the words in desperation, the tree turned to the sky. "This is wrong," whispered the tree in the voice of the wind through the leaves. "This is not how it was supposed to be. The plan has failed." Once, long ago, the tree had remembered everything about the world. This was its task, its function, its purpose. It shivered with something approaching joy as it collected the memories of mankind. This was no accident. Emotions were as much a part of the tree as root and bark. Memories collected like dew on the thick green leaves of the tree. At once they had formed a web that spanned the entire world. Words collapsed into sunlight before passing through the leaves and into the pool of memory. From the pool, the words joined together to form colonies. The colonies united into whirlpools of light, and the light coalesced into stars. Each star was like a child of the tree, and it loved them all. "Look at my memory." A child is here, brought low by disease. He is far too young to have suffered so. Thin beyond words, the boy's skin is a shade paler than the bleached sheets upon which he lies. His parents no longer visit him, for they cannot bear to watch him suffer. The doctors have long since surrendered his fate to the gods. The boy, too, has abandoned hope. Strange emotions, weariness, hatred, swell within the dark recesses of his young heart. He tries to reject the black terror that germinates in his body, but no amount of effort or tears can drive the invader away. He has long ceased to resent his parents and doctors. Once he did, but now his pain is so great that there is little room in his heart to think of others. Only one person brings the boy comfort, a healthy young girl with tan skin and deep blue eyes. She's a beacon of brightness and light in the boy's world. Her very presence is a comfort to him, but he is unable to look upon her face. Whenever they meet, the boy is filled with loathing for his own state. Soon this loathing eats away at what joy he receives from the girl's visits. The girl will stop coming. He knows this. His every waking moment is spent in fear of this day. He thinks that if he could talk to her, if he could tell her of his feelings, this might not be so. But this conversation never happens. The girl disappears. The boy dies alone. The tree scoops up this memory and carefully stores it within itself. Etched upon it is a single word: envy. Look at my memory. There is a female warrior. Her greatest enemy is a beast with red eyes that she cannot fully comprehend. When she strikes it with her sword, it turns into a pillar of salt and dies. But when the white smoke clears, a new enemy rises, and another, and another. The warrior knows that her struggle is folly, but fighting the unending stream of enemies fills her with a sense of joy and purpose. Somewhere deep in the warrior's drug-addled mind lies a vague memory of a daughter. Perhaps the child exists only in her head, the dying remnants of a powerful dream. She does not know. Thank you for the lurk, Ed fan. Appreciate it. Her friends and fellow warriors come and go. Some flee in terror, some are eaten. She began the fight with 23 companions, but most are gone now. Could be. Could be Lot's wife. The warrior's body shudders. She does not understand why at first. By the time she hears the fierce low sound, the arena is already enclosed in darkness. Looking up, the warrior sees a beast so large that it blots out the sky. She's laughing. She has been doing so for as long as she can remember. Covered in blood and dirt, the warrior laughs. She laughs and laughs, until the town that contains her daughter collapses into a pile of dust. This memory has been stored for a long time. It is etched with a single word: loss. Look at my memory. A red dragon falls from the heavens. Ah, that memory has been lost. A shame. It was a favorite of mine. After many centuries of existence, the tree saw that its carefully labeled memories were beginning to dwindle. Once seemingly infinite, the memories now seemed ready to disappear forever. Hydrating. The tree did not feel sadness at this. Grief was an emotion beyond its comprehension. It did, however, have the distinct feeling that something was missing. The mountain of memories it had so carefully assembled had disappeared. The tree stretched its branches as far as it could, but new memories refused to flow. The pool of memories was a black, empty pit, a hollow place where life had once flourished. The tree had lost its purpose. There was nothing to be done but sift through the few remaining memories littering the ground under its branches. This is why the tree was pleased when the young man and his companion entered the room. Well, this place is as gloomy as hell. The room NieR had entered was almost completely empty. All he could see were a few crystals scattered haphazardly on the ground. Picking up one of the crystals and peering into it, NieR suddenly saw a familiar light. It was the Forest of Myth, its villagers prisoners of their own dreams. I apologize, the tree thought. That is all that remains. As NieR stared at the jewel bewildered, a voice suddenly called out from the depths of his mind. The voice implored them to listen. It was an order. Following it was mandatory. Abruptly, the pair realized that they must listen. They must listen. Look there! A small, shadowy presence appeared from beneath the floor. It appeared to be a shade. The shade grasped several jewels in its hand. More jewels tumbled out of its mouth like shards of broken teeth, sights and sounds tinkling from each one before vanishing forever. The creature was abusing the memories, treating the precious objects like a collection of cheap playroom toys.
The shade appears to be consuming the memories.
These things eat memories? The tree extended a branch towards NieR. Without a second thought, NieR brought his blade down on the shade, tearing its stomach wide. Jewels burst from the shade and poured across the chamber floor. Look, thought the tree, there is the conviction memory I had lost, and satisfaction, and many others as well. Yes, this is good. The tree opened its mouth and attempted to speak, but no sound emerged. A millennium of silence and solitude had caused the tree to forget certain things, but rather than be upset, it greeted the development with good cheer. Focusing all its power on the riddle of speech, the tree formed a kind of makeshift vocal cord and tried again. I implore. It spat out a glimmering green jewel. One more time. I implore you. There we are. What was the color of the lost envy? Green, I think?
You let it slip through your fingers.
Come on, we have to go back to that stupid land of words again?
Okay, try this again. Blah, 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 blah. We're gonna... Oh. This is wrong, whispered the tree in the voice of the wind through the leaves. This is not how it was supposed to be. The plan has failed. Okay. Oh, it's the same thing. Never mind. Blah, blah, blah. Child is, okay, got a little bit of disease, abandoned hope, etc., etc., black terror. Okay, let's see. Envy. Oh, crud. Alright, let's see. Female warrior, beast with red eyes, white smoke clears. Daughter. 23 companions. Etc., etc. Come on here. Yeah, it said, okay, color of the lost envy. We'll say blue then.
It spoke. This shade has intelligence and emotion.
Who cares? NieR brushed Weiss's comment aside as his sword sliced through the shade's right arm. The shade extended its remaining arm to NieR. I must touch him. I must make contact. The moment its fingers brushed against NieR, the tree felt a warm sensation begin to burn. Something hot coursed through its fingers, up its arm, and out to its entire body. It was emotion, more than the entity had felt in centuries. The tree cried out in surprise and joy. 1,000 years alone, 1,000 years in quiet contemplation. The tree felt like it was going to break apart. For long centuries, the tree had been alone, its heart sealed with heavy chains, but no more. New, powerful emotions began to take hold, causing its heart to lighten. This was more than the simple emotions it had been designed to feel. It was the beginnings of a soul, and the young man was the key. This was the promise made long ago. This was how it would be released. The tree's stomach began to throb in pain, a new and unpleasant sensation. But the time was not yet right. I implore you, how many were lost by the warrior who fought the red-eyed beasts? Her daughter and 23 friends. Okay, riddle time's over. I'm gonna kill this stupid shade once and for all. Something round and shiny fell from the open stomach and clattered to the floor.
The key!
Cried the book.
Secure the key!
The man's sword slowed. Time began to dilate around them. So stretching and slowing. Time is essential. The next word must be heard. The words exploded. It became difficult to discern their meaning. The pull of memories began to crack as infinite blackness burrowed its way into the wall.
This world is falling apart.
How can a world that there's... I implore, most important thing, world... Yo, nah. Was that audio break intentional? The light was complete. The memories disappeared. The tree's identity began to dissolve. As the letters slowly faded, NieR was drawn back to the real world, and the tree was satisfied.
What in I never realized shades were capable of rational thought.
I don't care if they can tap dance and play the fiddle. I just want to kill them without all this hassle.
With the tree defeated, we no longer have to worry about being buried in its world of letters. Unless, of course, time itself begins to rewind.
I think you may be onto something, Vice. Considering that's the second time we've done this. But is time itself rewinding? Okay, let's check to see if a letter has arrived from the younger brother.
Junk kid sent us a letter.
And to do that, we must go back to our house and see if we've got a letter. Alas, fast travel is not going to help us much. Because there's only fast travel points and not fast travel from any location on the map. I mean, I suppose fast travel from any location on the map might make things too easy, but I don't know. Sometimes it just feels like being forced to go to specific waypoints in order to fast travel just is artificially padding the game's length. But that's just me. Let me know what you think in the comments below if you are watching on YouTube, or in the chat if you're watching me now on Twitch. What do you guys think? Do you think fast travel should be allowed from any place on the map, or do you think that in certain instances fast travel should only be allowed from predetermined locations? As an example of kind of what I'm talking about, what is it? Okay, NieR Automata has a sort of autosave for most of the game, but then there's a certain point where autosave is disabled because of plot reasons. Let's see, you've seen fast travel handled worse, but Replicant's way isn't exactly ideal. Yeah, and I see part of the thing with Replicant's fast travel is that, this is an enhanced remake. So, like, it's got some quality of life changes to it. One would think that, fast travel from anywhere would be on the docket, but apparently not. So that's right, I was trying to go over to the mailbox. So I'm just glad that that one, the tree mission does not take so long this time around, because like
You have a letter, it would seem.
that voice only segment of when you first start Route B, that is kind of wish they'd done all that in cutscenes, honestly, but that's just me. Dear NieR, this is to inform you that the upgrade work on your weapon has been completed. The weapon is ready and available for pickup at your earliest convenience. I also have a more personal request to make of you, one I hope we can discuss further once you arrive to pick up the weapon. Yours, Two Brothers Weaponry.
A personal request,
He's done a lot for us. We should see what he wants. Off to the junk heap, then.
To the junk heap! And you see, the problem here is that fast travel's right over there, but if I use the fast travel to go over here, it's actually going to take me, I think, longer than it is just to walk over there, because of the backtracking that I have to do. Another game that I've been playing recently that also could stand some improvements with its fast travel. Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1. For one thing, there's far too few places that you can actually fast travel to. And it only allows you to fast travel when you're not in a building. Despite the fact that you can access the map that allows you to fast travel while in buildings. Just seems a bit silly. I mean, I'm glad it just has fast travel, but at the same time, it's like, if you're gonna have fast travel, can you do it right, please? Of course, there's other games where they just don't have fast travel, and they're modern games, and you've got a bit of a distance to go from where you are to where it is you need to go. But that's kind of the point with those games, like Ratchet & Clank. That is a platforming game, and so...
Hey there. Your weapon is ready to go.
Ground traversal is part of parcel of that style of game.
Great, thanks.
You know, with a weapon like that,
You were going to say?
I need to ask you for a favor.
Oh, yeah?
I want you to avenge my brother.
That is a rather ponderous favor.
It's my mission. It's the whole reason I've been creating these weapons for the past 4 years. I don't care about money. I only care about making a weapon strong enough to kill those bastards.
Which bastards?
The ones in the mountain. That little shade and his robot.
The Shade has joined forces with a robot.
There's a shade in there?
Yes.
And what have we decided, hmm?
We're gonna kill it.
Was that even a question, I
You've
wonder?
got to avenge my brother. Kill him. Kill that damn robot. Rip him up. By the way, what can I help you with?
Let's see. Can we strengthen weapons here? Also, wonder if there's a way to find it. Okay, so... which one was it? Was it the Beast Curse Spear? I think it was. That was supposed to be good. Let's see. I'm on the Beast Bane. I need... okay. So let's see. This is at 221. If I get the Beast Curse. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll grab that. Need another complex machine to get next upgrade, so.
Come back.
Okay. Wrong thing. There we go. Yeah. Of course, another thing I can think of is, Dark Souls. That doesn't exactly allow fast travel either, but again, that's kind of the point. You're not supposed to have an easy way out of your troubles. Just how he goes from psychotic to calm when talking doesn't exactly make me feel confident that he's that skilled.
So you're going to fetch parts to fix a lighthouse?
Yeah. There was this old lady that helped me once, and I'm fixing the lighthouse where she used to live.
Exactly who did the helping is a matter of debate. But regardless.
Wow! A lighthouse keeper. That sounds kind of romantic.
Indeed. She was nothing if not a hopeless romantic.
In every sense of the word. She was a romantic and she was hopeless. I do believe we are going to the basement.
Today, Devil has said that Kaine is put together in all the right places. I don't know what all that means, but I want to be like that when I grow up, said Yona once upon a time.
The elder brother postponed his joy for the sake of his sibling. Do you think he was ever truly happy?
Just making his little brother happy would have been enough. That's what being an older brother is like.
You would know all about that, wouldn't you?
Oh, that didn't hurt quite as much as I was expecting. You guys get the flying ones already? Dang, you're fast. Ow. Huh. What's the point of the bombs, then? It occurs to me that I should probably make sure that my spear has the right magic system added to it. So let's see, I was using Varol Mazar Beastbane, which means that if I'm going to use the Beast Curse, I should use Varol Mazar. Oh, Varol. Is that new? Okay, there we go. Guard break 20. Oh, okay. Well, looks like no. Okay, so I was using Varol. Never mind. Ignore me. Yes, the junk heap music is fantastic. It is legitimately one of the best tracks in the game, which I know that is a very high bar to climb, but and I speak that without a hint of irony. Got a co-worker who is particularly a fan of the orchestrated version of this track, as it makes excellent use of the harpsichord. I can do what now? Well, I mean, that's what the game considers best, not necessarily what I would consider most useful. I would think.
All right, then. Oh, look. There's a place that we need to bomb.
Watch my step here, because... What is... Oh. What is the point of having these crates that you can move about? Oh! Okay. So it's a Zelda fall. It just damages you. It doesn't actually kill you. Unless you're already too damaged. But that is another story for another day.
Oh, look. This one thinks by hiding behind these boxes that we won't notice it. We thought wrong.
Oh my goodness. I just realized.
That the foul-mouthed hussy is the one responsible for referring to Grimvar Weiss as the Earl of Pudding.
That is, if you're referring to them by voice actors anyway. Cool! Oko-san was the best thing about that game. Yeah, this is definitely a boss room, or at least a mini boss room.
I'd completely forgotten I could lock on all this time.
The lock-on completely trivializes the flying enemies. Oh, wrong thing. There we go. Finally, I didn't blow myself up. There we go. Wait. Oh. I guess I gotta turn around now. The only thing worth getting down there is the titanium alloy. Mini boss for Major Wrecked. Alright, come on here. Yes, please get me out of this thing. Gosh.
Ah, here comes another mini-boss.
You have no power here.
Let's see here.
Well, I think I'm supposed to go north, but since I need some parts, I'm gonna go south. Oh, broken door. Okay.
I don't like broken doors. They seem to be quite irritating. Like, why is the door even here?
Fluorite. What could I possibly use that for, I wonder?
Ah, top-down room's my favorite.
Vice, what do you mean top-down room?
Oh. I suppose you're not aware of the camera perspective.
Camera perspective.
Oh, right. I suppose you wouldn't even know what a camera is. Society has gotten quite ignorant over these past years.
Fluorite toothpaste. Okay. I was wondering, what does toothpaste have to do with anything? And then I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, like I said, I love the music for this area. Of course, you know, Keiichi Okabe is really a musical genius. Like, I have enjoyed a good majority of the soundtracks that I've heard him compose, which I will admit is just this and its sequel, but still. Although I hear that he did I think he was doing that one game where you, like, using cards. Oh yeah, Amy Evans is a great vocalist too. Like, it does add a certain dynamic that I think is very much appreciated when it comes to this soundtrack. Yeah, as a matter of fact, you know, like, what is it? Hills of Radiant Winds, the track that plays when you're out in the, I want to say, northern fields. It's just not the same without her vocalizations. Voice of Dragons, thank you. No, or was it Voice of Dragon Isle? In any case, that's something I'd like to get eventually. It is not currently a priority, but the biggest reason I want to check it out is because of the music. Wait, Voice of Cards, the Isle Dragon Roars. Ah, that makes more sense, yeah. Thank you for looking that up. Appreciate that. Alright, get your hindquarters out here so I can just rip you to shreds with this thing. Where's the health bar? Come on. There's NieR DLC in that. That doesn't surprise me. Isn't it written by Yoko Taro as well? Oh, there's another one! Okay, that makes things more interesting. If only just barely. Yeah, I need to check out NieR Reincarnation at some point. I know it is a mobile title, but I feel like if anybody can actually pull off a mobile title that makes me care about it, it's Yoko Taro. Just because he's just crazy enough to pull it off. That I've been procrastinating. I can use words. I have been procrastinating in starting it for some reason. Even though I've really no reason to do so.
My goodness, just where are these... Oh, right, they're not coming from the walls, never mind.
Right, broken door. This way. I wish NieR would send letters every day like I do, but I know he's busy, so every other day is okay. Where are you sending the letters to, exactly? Like, don't you guys live in the same house, for Pete's sake? Oh, look, it's
I've
Split
never
Mushroom
heard of a shade
Stage.
living with a machine. What's that about?
Don't know, don't care. All that matters is that we kill them both.
Or if you're more cynical, Tornado Tunyon Stage. Ugh. Triggered by what? Split Mushroom, okay. Yeah, honestly, his stage was arguably the most boring one of X4.
It seems we have found the entrance to our robot friend's hideout.
Could never get the hang of his quick kill.
Right. Let's head down.
Are you mad? We've no idea what lies below.
Beat's going the long way around. Come on.
Are you referring to how to use Lightning Web to kill him?
Intruder detected. Scanning. Scanning.
Lightning Web has a somewhat long iframes animation.
Looks like we found it.
Good lord, it's enormous.
Intruder detected. Scanning. Scanning. Exterminating.
Oh. You're much stronger than the others.
Do it, baby. Being good.
That thing is commanding the robot somehow.
Aim for the legs. Knock it down.
What
Take out the
is...
shade.
Exterminating. Ing. 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 Ing.
Baby, wait, that's enough. You're gonna be destroyed if you keep fighting.
Must defend my mission.
No, I can't live without you. I don't want to be alone again.
Oh, damn it. That's a shade. It's a shade!
Kill him. Kill him. Feel the hate inside you.
Oh. That's the dark purple one, so that's the one I must avoid. No, he's probably... BP's probably tough because of the shade he's got with him. Either that or he's just in better repair somehow. I don't know.
Exterminating. Ping. 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 Ping.
This thing can transform?
Watch for falling debris!
Look out!
Baby, what are you doing?
Escape. 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 Go. See the world.
Wait, no! You can stop now! You've done enough!
Must protect. Must fight.
Ow!
Where do you think you're going?
Haha, you missed that time. Oh, we must be subjected to another one of these segments.
Stop! BB's my best friend in the whole world! Stop hurting him!
Must defend my mission.
BB, I'm sorry. I'm not strong enough. I wanted to be with you forever.
Khalil. Together. BB. Alone. BB. Cry.
You stupid machine! You killed my family! You took everything from me! Why did you have to be here? Why you? Why?
Beautiful. What a perfect example of humanity.
Hey, come on. That's enough.
I did it! Now that this goddamn thing is dead, I
That's,
can forage wherever I want.
Tyron is the shade that I mentioned that's hiding out in Kaine's arm.
Just wait, you goddamn freak! Now I can make all kinds of powerful weapons!
Actually, I suppose it would be more accurate to say that he is her arm at this point. Because she lost her original one.
Just leave it to me! Leave it all to me!
Look, we get it, okay?
No, he does not seem to be able to hold his horses.
Hatred and madness will never heal a wounded heart.
Maybe it's just all he's capable of right now.
Revenge is a fool's errand.
Yeah, I know.
I know because I am that fool. Well, no, seriously though. Where do you think Hold Your Horses came from? They're telling you to be stable. Oh, he's not here right now. Luckily, I know one way to rectify that.
Maybe Popel has found some information about the Shadow Lord. Let's drop by the village.
Very well.
What else? Oh, the Airy. That would be it. But yeah.
You know, I've been thinking. Why was a shade hanging out with a machine?
It appeared the creature was actually issuing orders to that mechanical minion.
Do you think the shade had a reason for what it did?
Actually...
Look, it doesn't matter what a shade is or isn't thinking. All that matters is that we kill every last one of them.
Right. Sure. The idea of a shade trying to protect a robot is goddamn absurd. Still, you guys should be careful.
What do you mean?
If the shade inside me ever takes over, I'm probably going to attack you.
That's not gonna happen. You are no shade.
The lad is correct. You are many things, hussy, but a shade is not one of them. Shades, for example, do not come equipped with such foul and scurrilous mouths.
How about I cram your face up your own asshole, book?
Don't worry, Kaine. If your shade ever takes over, I'll stop you.
You will you?
Well, I mean, yeah, he kind of did when it happened when you'd got impaled earlier.
Thanks, Emil.
Also, this is just a semantic issue, but do books even have assholes? I'm just saying.
What to do? Ah, welcome. How are you? How you doing?
Hey there. How are things?
Great. Things are great. Couldn't be better. Shades just took over the second floor of the junk heap is all.
You don't seem too concerned.
Doesn't matter. No one cares. Folks don't go in that far anyway. Just makes it hard to gather materials for my new weapons.
They have spines. I suppose they do.
If you can't work on weapons, that affects me. I'm gonna go clear them out.
Good luck. You ain't getting very far.
Why not?
Shades tore up all the elevator machinery on the first floor. Ripped it up! If you want to use it, you gotta switch out the parts.
Can you make those parts?
I could if I had 5 broken batteries and 5 broken motors.
Alright. I'll get the stuff and you make the parts. Deal? I've got the materials.
Killed some robots, did you? Killed them good? Ripped them apart? Well, let me get to work on this. Here, just put this in the elevator at the far end of the first floor. Good luck in there. Don't get dead. Could you bash up a bunch of robots while you're in there? Just rip them apart? Kill them. Yeah. By the way, what can I help you with?
Let's see. Do you have any... Okay, looks like you don't have any weaponry to sell. What about
what can I help you with?
Strengthening weapons, forging. Let's see. I still need a complex machine. Where am I going to get that? Probably in the Probably in that junk heap.
Come back soon.
And considering I like my weapons to be nice and polished, I shall go do this thing that he has asked of me.
Alright, up and over we go.
Wait. There we go. See, that's the normal elevator. I think the elevator he was referring to, that's the one that's beyond this cube that keeps being pushed back over far away from that wall. Why it keeps coming back far away from the wall, I will... is a mystery I'm certain we shall not soon solve. Just hold on. Yeah, this would be the other elevator here. Up we go. Over, down, through.
So we just need to replace the parts in this elevator, right?
That's what
Perfect.
he said.
Now we can head up to the second floor.
First mechanical monsters and now shades. Some manner of curse been placed on this mountain?
Hey, there are shades to kill. It's fine with me.
Here comes some more.
They certainly are dedicated to this attack.
Okay. Moving on. Up and over. Through this door.
It's a trap!
Nutty. Oh, still missing this one, huh?
Be careful. This is a stronger shade than the ones previous.
Careful, my ass. I'll slice this guy apart.
Yes. How assuring.
Those shades are tricky when they work together like that.
I doubt this will be the last time we see such a tactic. We'd best use caution in the future.
Yes, caution.
Is that it? Okay. Okay, since the only things I fought on that level were shades, I'm going to head back down to the basement, just because I'm gonna make short work of a mini-boss down there and try and get some complex machinery. Hopefully it'll drop. If not, I'm just gonna head out. Either that or see how close the other one is. What I'm not gonna do is I'm not going to... No, I don't want to go to P1! Ah! What I'm not going to do is I'm not going to go all the way past that railroad track thing. Alright. B2. Pity it's not 2B, but okay. Oh. Let's see. If I had... Okay, it looks like the only one I can get into is this one up in the north, which is... poo. Watch yourself, Kaine. That was funny. Alright, we're just gonna breeze through this room best we can here. How many runs through the junk heap do I think it will take? Doesn't matter, because this is the only run I'm doing to try and get that part tonight. If I don't get that part from this room right here, I am going to exit the junk heap and move on. I just figured since I was already having to come down here for a side quest, I might as well try and get the part, but I'm not going through the railroad track again, that's for dang sure. So this room is literally my only shot. Unless there's another way to get to that area, I don't know. Like, I would love for there to be a shortcut to those areas, because holy cats, that's... Memory alloy. Not what I wanted, but okay. That's okay. We're just gonna head right on back. Oh, right.
Wait a minute. Here we are.
Alright, there we go. Through we go. Over. Die. Okay, those doors are open now. Alright, back to the surface. No, wrong way. Oh, if I'm lucky, maybe he'll give me a complex machine just for finishing this quest. Wouldn't that be lovely? Alright. Forward. Out.
We took out the second floor shades.
Thanks much, thanks much. Now I can make my weapons even more powerful and kill even more robots.
Aren't you concerned about the shades? I mean, one of those things killed your brother after all.
No, they didn't. Liar, liar. Robots killed my brother, not shades. Big, nasty robots. Squashed him like a bug.
From what I could tell, it was an accident.
Gonna kill the robots. Rip them up. Rip them all up. Isn't that right, Jacob? Right?
I fear the lad's mind is gone. He seems capable of nothing but hate for those mindless mechanical automatons.
Oh, wait a second. I just remembered something. Give me just a moment here. All right. Now to go see Popola. And time to take the shortcut down. Dash the last second to avoid a nasty injury. You know, that's how gravity works. Thank you for the lurk, Jobin. Appreciate it. Okay, let's see here. Find out what Popola wants.
Learned anything new about the Shadow Lord's key, Popola?
You know, I was just going to talk to you about that. You remember the Eyrie, right?
That depressing shell of a village?
Not so much anymore, it sounds like. I just got this letter from the village chief. Have a look.
Let's see. From the office of the chief of the Eyrie to Popola. Vice, you read this for me, will you?
Very well. My greetings to you and your village. I hope everything is going well. Our village has shut itself away from the world for far too many years, and we have therefore decided it is time to change our ways. As part of this endeavor, we have resolved to establish a shop within the village. It is now open for business, and I look forward to seeing a great many customers visit from all over the world. With regards to the sacrifice keyword you wrote about, one of our villagers claimed to know the meaning behind the term. You are more than welcome to speak with him on the matter as part of your visit to the Eyrie. I hope to hear from you again soon.
Sacrifice? Isn't that the name of one of the key fragments?
That's right. I've been trading notes with leaders from every town in the land.
You're amazing, Popola.
This entire affair strikes me as a bit too convenient.
I'm afraid Grimoire Weiss is correct.
What do you mean?
The Eyrie has been shut off from the world for years. And now they've not only opened trade routes, but they freely exchange information about the Shadow Lord.
I agree. It seems rather unnatural. And dangerous.
You're overthinking it. Besides, I don't care if it's dangerous. I won't get Yona back by just sitting around and waiting. If there are shades there, I'll just kill him and be done with it.
Oh dear.
Well, if that's the way you feel, I guess I won't stop you. Try speaking with the chief when you get there.
Okay, head over to the Eyrie. And once we get done with the Eyrie, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up. I don't think it'll take me that long. I could be wrong, though.
The Eyrie, huh? Alright, let's go see the chief.
What a soul-crushing place.
Wait. Oh, right. This is the... Well, no matter.
I cannot fathom that village setting up a mercantile. They must have truly opened their minds.
Yeah, I have my doubts.
Aren't you glad to be going back home, Kaine?
Home? That place is a shithole.
Ooh, the village. It's home to so many terrible little memories, isn't it, Kaine?
Shut up, shut up, shut up!
Kaine, you okay? Who are you telling to shut up?
We do not desire.
We do not desire needless conflict.
If we can continue to live with humans,
Then we can continue to live peacefully.
But that young man will come.
Yes, the young man will come.
He will kill us all, women and children included.
What should we do? What can we do?
Definitely a place that I do not care to spend any more time in than necessary, just because this song is the one song in the entire game that really grates on my nerves after a while. Even though I don't mind hearing it like at the first loop. Okay, let's see. We need to somehow get over to that big spot over there, and to do that, we need to go up the ladder, as I recall.
Surely there must be a faster way.
Oh, no, not up the ladder. Never mind. Alright. Fast track down. Fast track over. There we go. Much better.
Make sure you stock up on necessities before heading out to hunt.
Oh, right. I gotta talk to
Come
the
back anytime.
quote-unquote mayor first. That's what I get for trying to shortcut my way through this. So I actually do have to go on this ladder. Alright, and to the left. Across this incredibly... Who would walk across this? In the middle of a canyon. Like, look at those... The weather vanes. This wind is not light and fluffy. It is blustery. Nobody in their right mind would walk across such a bridge.
Hello? We're here from Popola's village.
It's all over.
We came to ask about the letter you sent.
Our days are numbered. Our village is doomed.
As cheerful as ever, it seems.
You're the one who wrote the letter, right?
I don't know about any letter.
What the hell is going on here?
It may be faster for us to take our inquiries elsewhere. Let us ask around. Someone must know something.
And that's when we go over to the merchants. Oh yeah, there's some great examples of this windiness. It's like, no wonder they stay shut up in their houses all the time. They're afraid to go across anywhere. I would be too. Also, these are really small dwelling places. Do they even have functional kitchens in there? Or where do they get water from?
A letter, huh? Yeah, I think I heard something about that.
So, you know about the letter?
Maybe I don't. I'm not sure.
Which is it, man?
Oh, and if I may ask, are you friends of Kaine?
You could say that.
I've heard the rumors. Here to hunt shades, are you?
Indeed. Our aim is to defeat every last one.
Every last one? Everyone? Everyone. Everyone.
Vice!
Beware, this man is a shade.
Damn it! It's a trap!
I figured as much.
You guys sure are taking your goddamn time.
1,000 apologies. We were distracted by the local welcoming party.
Want some help?
A carnival of murder? I love it. Yeah.
Kaine, the villagers are possessed!
But not all of them. Some are still human, so be careful.
No. Problem is that you've... Oh, cool. Yeah, you've managed to find the one area where replicants and gestalts are actually living in the same space-time as each other.
Get them.
Get out of here! No way! I'm not gonna abandon my own sister!
Kaine, what's going on?
Don't be fooled by this lady. She's a shade.
No! No! You people are the monsters here!
Stay back, kid. Your sister is one of them now.
I don't care what she is! She's my sister, and I love her.
Kaine!
That shade just walked right past NieR, like...
Why have you done this? We just wanted to live our lives in peace.
Stop it! Don't hurt my sister!
You monster. You possessed monster. It is you who have lost your humanity. You are the true monsters.
What madness. These people are behaving as if we are the villains.
You are the cursed ones. You are the ones who should die.
Kaine!
Kill them! Kill them now!
No! You've got to stop this! We're trying to save you from the shades! Please, you have to stop!
Emil! Villagers are under attack over there.
Put down that weapon, please! I beg of you!
What could those black swirls be?
All over. This village's history.
Why did you even come here?
Why are you here? Everything was fine until you showed up.
Well, no, everything was fine until the one guy started going crazy because I said we were planning to defeat every one of the shades. And, like, you couldn't just explain to us, like, well, no, the shades aren't inherently evil. They're just... It's like nothing a good bit of diplomacy wouldn't have gone to solve. Of course, and again, the shades aren't exactly in their right minds.
By my pages. Is this beast a shade as well?
That thing sucked up the villagers.
No! If we keep this up, we're gonna kill them all! We can't let that happen!
Our world. Where am I? Who am I?
I feel something from within the creature.
I just got to wait for the right timing. Which would be a lot easier if it's...
the combined power of all those shades?
It will take more than a barrage of magic to stop us. The first to waver is the first to die.
There you are.
I sense magic coming from the center of that eye.
Gee, you don't say. Ora! Ora!
Wait! I think those are actual people!
Hold nothing back. Those are shades. The surrounding tentacles appear to deflect magic. Now, focus your magic on the beast's center.
Ah, yes.
Its weak point is located around the back. Try attacking it from above.
I'll try to pin it down!
Emil!
Emil!
I'll keep it busy! You should be able to attack! From behind! Go around and get it! Please, hurry!
Emil can handle this. We must circle behind the creature at once. You must strike it in the eye.
Are you there yet?
It is escaping to the inner level.
I'm coming! Gotta catch my breath.
Careful, Emil. Won't help anyone if we lose you here. God damn it! We beat the hell out of that thing. How can it still move?
Its combined powers are beyond even my greatest suspicion.
Come on! Help me take it out!
I'm on it.
Several deleterious abnormalities have been found with in a subject in the early stages of treatment, including a relapse state resulting in a total loss of self. I wish that it would allow you to finish reading before it went back to the game.
Emil, wait! Emil! He's gone. His instincts have taken hold. The ultimate weapon is being deployed.
Ah, fuck. This ain't good, Sunshine.
The default outfit I alluded to earlier, Chauvin. Uncontrollable magic. I have to protect the people I love. That was my only thought as I unleashed a magic powerful enough to destroy not only the Shade, but everyone else as well. All of them. So many innocent lives. Destroy. Eviscerate. Crush. Kill. These are the dark impulses that override all other thoughts. As a being that was created to be a magical weapon, these are my instincts. Or maybe it's better to call them our instincts. A klaxon sounds from deep within the bowels of the laboratory. Thick metal shutters drop down, sealing off the room with a series of dull metal thuds. Abort the experiment! Number 6 is out of control! Everyone get out of here now! Get out of it! The researcher's words are abruptly cut off as a massive hand materializes out of the gloom and lifts him high into the air. The researcher begins to scream. He screams and screams, the sound echoing off the walls of the laboratory until the hand squeezes down, coating the room in a deep crimson hue. The rest of his colleagues stand in silence, mouths open, unable to process what they have just seen. Then a female scientist takes a step back and lets fly with a heartbreaking wail. But this is a terrible mistake, for the sound of her cry suddenly brings forth a monster in all its terrible glory. Its body is a bloated corpse, its head a grinning skull, and it is massive, many times the size of a human. The head lolls from side to side as it tromps about the room on all fours, bringing to mind the wild maneuverings of some wretched, starving beast. This creature, this thing, is experimental weapon number 6, also known as Halua. Oh no, please stop! Oh God, save me, save me! I don't want to die! One by one, the maddened cries of the researchers are silenced. If number 6 understands their petitions, it pays them no heed, instead continuing its rampage of destruction and slaughter with a focus that borders on obsession. After an eternity, the screaming stops. The alarms fall silent, and only then does the creature make a sound, howling out with an unfathomable roar that echoes up and down the empty halls of the blood-soaked laboratory. It is a sound that curses those who had dared bring such evil into the world, and yet one that also seems to be pleading for help. Hey, Fireheart, thanks for joining. How goes it? You ran into me on the text portion of this game that I was not expecting. I'm doing good, yeah. 2 sets of footsteps echo in an otherwise silent corridor in the first level of the laboratory. One set belongs to a young boy, his eyes blindfolded and his hands restrained. The other belongs to a severe man in a long white coat. Thank you, Reeve. That's a Great sound effect for this moment. The man drags the boy along by means of a long chain attached to a set of shackles on his wrists. Rubble is scattered here and there across the floor of the corridor, making the journey an exceedingly difficult one for a boy who cannot see. Excuse me? Could you please walk a little bit slower, sir? I'm not used to being blindfolded and... Rather than stopping, the man only increases his pace, causing the boy to stumble in an attempt to keep up. This last humiliation proves too much, and the boy finds himself unable to arrest his fall. Without the ability to brace himself, he topples to the floor, smashing his head on a pile of debris and causing a trickle of blood to worm its way down his pale, frightened face. Agonized by the pain, the boy inadvertently opens his eyes, causing the falling drops of blood to emit a strange crackling sound before transforming into tiny white rocks.
Close your damn eyes! Roars the man.
Yes, sir! Stammers the boy as he slams his lid shut. He hadn't realized the blindfold had slipped off during the fall, but now he keeps his eyes squeezed shut so tightly that sparkles appear against the black of his vision. The boy is Emil, also known as Number 7. He is a magical weapon whose eyes are capable of turning to stone anything that falls under their gaze.
Don't look at me! Barks the man. Never look at me!
I'm sorry, sir. I'm looking at the ground now, so if you just hand me the blind... Instead of waiting for him to finish, the man extends one foot and presses Emil's face to the floor with a heavy black boot.
Sir, stop! You're hurting me! I told you to keep your eyes and your mouth shut, so do it!
The man knows this boy. This weapon could wipe him out with a single glance, and yet subduing him in this way gives him a sense of relief. After making certain the boy is sufficiently cowed, the man leans down, retrieves the blindfold, and knots it tightly around the boy's quivering head.
Right then, on your feet, let's move!
Emil staggers to his feet, trying to ignore the red liquid oozing down his face. The blood doesn't matter. The pain doesn't matter. All that matters is finishing the job they had set out for him to do. The second level of the laboratory is in even worse shape than the first. The environs are littered with rubble and rock, making the thought of a decent foothold laughable. When the man's eyes linger on a section of rubble stained a deep red, he has a sudden image of warm, gooey brownies slathered in a strawberry sauce. His stomach lurches at the thought, but when he attempts to avert his eyes, they land on the remains of a human being being rendered into what could only be described as paste. The man blinks. His mind goes strangely blank before attempting to determine exactly how many humans had to be sacrificed to create the scattered piles of flesh around him. After a moment, his thoughts simply cease altogether, as if his mind realizes that trying to put such a thing into form is folly.
You can go the rest of the way on your own,
says the man in a voice much weaker than he wishes it to be.
I mean, what does it matter? You're not even human, you're a monster.
With this, the man spins around and dashes back down the hall. A helpless Emil simply listens as the footsteps of his erstwhile captor fade into the distance. Emil finds himself alone in a room with a stench of death and blood. For a moment he considers opening his eyes, but the thought of the horrors that await him quickly squash this plan. Instead, he stands still and listens intently. Eventually, a far-off sound reaches his ears.
That's the howl I heard before.
Emil resumes walking, using the sound of the distant voice to guide him, almost as if it was calling him home. By the time Emil reaches the third level, he is moving on memory as much as sound. His hands and face are covered in fresh wounds from numerous falls, but every time he thinks about giving up, his mind returns to his sister.
We studied together. We ate cookies together. We cried together. We laughed together. And sometimes I was the only one who got yelled at. That's why I was never lonely. Our being together allowed me to stay strong.
For Emil, his sister was all he had to live for. So holding that feeling close to his chest, he presses on, one slow step after the other. Finally, Emil finds himself drawing close to a certain experimental chamber in the deepest part of the laboratory. The howl is very close now, and as he touches the switch that controls the door, he thinks about his mission. Number 6 is the ultimate weapon. She is his sister, and he must turn her to stone. The door slowly opens, revealing the massive interior of this experimentation chamber. After a few steps, Emil removes his blindfold and slowly opens his eyes. His sister lurks before him, but she looks nothing like the girl he once knew. Instead, he sees a savage beast crawling on all fours through the shredded remains of researchers. As the thing that had been his sister stops and tilts its head in Emil's direction, he focuses his gaze on it. A series of soft crunching sounds emerge from the creature as his magic does its terrible work. First the fingers, then the hands, arms, legs, head. What little color the beast once possessed fades to a dull ashen gray, and yet somehow it summons what strength remains and pulls itself toward Emil, one slow, lumbering effort at a time. Wailing, the massive monstrosity closes in.
Is she worried about me? Or is she coming to kill me?
Emil feels prepared to accept either outcome. After all, this was his older sister, the person he loved more than anyone else in the world.
Halua,
The moment Emil speaks, number 6 comes to a sudden halt. Silence descends on the chamber as the siblings stare at each other.
I'm sorry, Halua, but everyone says you're too powerful. They say it's too dangerous unless I seal you away. I'm so sorry.
As Emil watches her body begin to turn to stone once more, number 6 simply waits in utter, perfect silence.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry!
The moment number 6's petrification is complete, her memories flood into Emil's mind. The two of them huddling together in the cold, all alone in the world with no one to protect them. All she wanted was to save her little brother, and yet it was that little brother who, in a sense, saved her. The moment the petrification is complete, Emil sinks to his knees. A frozen sister and a little brother racked with sin. Alone in this cold cage, the two of them weep in a single silent voice.
It was our combined power that destroyed the Aerie. Whole existences, entire lives, even their memories. We took it all. We took everything. My sweet, gentle sister turned into a monster, and the same thing will happen to me now that I have her power. If my instincts as a weapon win out and destroy me in the process, if that power ends up hurting someone I love,
What have I done? I killed innocent people. I killed them all.
But you saved us. If it wasn't for you, we'd all be dead. We owe you.
But
It's all right.
Uncle Fester looks beaten and tired. Oh my gosh, I just can see it now.
Really?
Oh.
Don't look back.
Oh my goodness, that's great, Uncle Fester.
We had best be off.
Yeah.
Okay, and with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up here. I may do a stream on Friday. I have not quite decided yet. I will keep you posted via Twitter and, of course, the servers that I tend to post in when I'm going live. If not Friday, then I will definitely be back on Sunday. Haven't decided for sure what I'll be streaming then. But again, I will keep you posted. In the meantime, I want to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving tomorrow. Let's see if there's anybody whom I can raid. Let's see here. All right, there we go. All right, so we'll be beginning the raid in just a few seconds here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. This is Dr. Novelle signing out for the evening. Happy Thanksgiving, all.